Hello again. Tonight is the second episode of Dinner from the Dining Car, and tonight we're going to be making from the Canadian National Filet of sole Florentine. The ingredients you need for that are as follows. You need filet of sole. These are 2 pounds of fresh sole fillets. You need a bag of pre-washed spinach, which we're going to reduce for the recipe and then chop up later. The recipe calls for cream, but because that's a little dangerous fat-wise, we're going to be using half and half. It also calls for mushrooms. We have a package here, an 8-ounce package of sliced mushrooms. We're going to be using about half of that. And it also calls for some shredded cheese. Now I picked up a really nice 4-cheese blend that we're going to use with this. It also calls for 2 egg yolks and a really nice casserole pan. If you don't have a casserole pan, get one. You will use it. Well, if you that's it for this particular portion of the video. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to change out of this relatively nice shirt because I'm a little coordinationally challenged, and if I don't, I will spill things all over this shirt, and my wife will be not very happy with me for doing that. So I'll catch you all in a bit once we start the actual cooking process. We're going to be starting by reducing the spinach and then chopping it up in a chopper. That's another thing. If you don't have a food processor or a little chopper, I suggest you get one. They're going to save a ton of time for you. And once we get the spinach reduced and chopped up, then we'll take care of the rest of the recipe. So I'll see you all later. Okay, if you'll notice, the spinach is now reduced. It's the quantity is quite a lot less than what you're started with, but that's what happens when it reduces. What you'll do is you'll spoon some of this into your chopper, and a little more to spoon into the chopper. Make sure you don't spill it all over the floor. And just a little bit more. Okay. Oops. Dropped the piece. And now what you'll do is you'll process this in your chopper. Until it's pretty well chopped up. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of here, but that's hot. Then you'll grab a pan and you'll take the spinach out of the chopper, drop it in the pan. Now hold on for a second while I grab the fish. Okay, the spinach has been reduced and my head's been chopped off. Now we need to stuff the sole fillets with a little bit of the spinach, and then you just roll it and place it in a casserole dish, seam side down, so it doesn't come unrolled while it's cooking. This is going to take a few minutes to do. This fish is really cold. It's been sitting in the fridge. Yes, but it's looking very good. And oh yes, I did wash my hands before I started all of this. Nice little blob of spinach here. And you just keep filling the fish and making a roll out of it until you run out of fish and you run out of spinach. Now, 2 pounds of the sole fillets is about 7 of them, so you're going to be able to feed 7 people. Or fewer people who are really, really hungry, like I'm getting right now. And next to the last, we do this. That's really nice. These are starting to look really good. I'll show them to you in a minute as soon as I get them all in the casserole dish. You will need a casserole dish. I suggest, because of the temperature this cooks at, I suggest if you don't already have one, buy yourself a Corningware casserole dish, because the temperature that you can use those at is over 400 degrees, and this temperature, this recipe will cook at 375. And the little bit of spinach that's left, a snack. Okay, let me show you what they look like in the pan. Those look good. I'll be back in a second. I have to get a mixing bowl out and some stuff to make the sauce. I'll be right back. Back, the fish is stuffed in the casserole pan. Now what we need to do is make the sauce. The sauce is a little tricky because it requires 2 egg yolks, not whites, yolks. So we have to be very careful. I'm going to need another bowl.
Yes, you are. Separate the egg yolk.
So you have to separate the yolk from the white as much as you possibly can.
Here you go.
There's 1 egg yolk. Let's try this again. Don't go anywhere, sweetie. Ah! That wasn't supposed to happen. No problem. You can pick it up. 2 egg yolks. Okay, now I have to step over here and rinse out this bowl from when I messed up.
Well, I can rinse it out.
Alright. Now we're in business. You need 2 cups of half and half. If you want it a little richer, and you want it a little more fattening, and you want it to make your system just go crazy, use real cream. This is half and half. It'll cut the fat down a lot. So, 1 cup. I need a whisk. A whisk. 2 cups of the half and half. And you're done with that. You need to put in your 2 egg yolks and whisk them around a little bit. This is why one of your kitchen tools should be a good whisk. If you don't have one, buy one. You just whip those around a little bit until that's all happy. Okay, then you pour in 2 cups of white wine. I happen to like Pinot Grigio, so that's what I'm using. You can use a white table wine if that's what turns your crank. 1 cup of wine. And another cup of wine. Now, before you did this, and I should have mentioned it, you need to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Sorry, I should have mentioned that right away. I'm a rookie at this. Give me a break. Whip this around a little bit. Oh, that smells really good. Then you take 4 ounces of mushrooms, which is, again, half of an 8-ounce container. Add them to it. If you like a little more mushroom, you can add a little more mushroom. If you don't like mushrooms, don't add them. It's all up to you. We'll put that away later. And
Put it away now.
and we'll stir that up. Oh, that's really good. I'm splashing it on myself as I'm cooking. Then you just pour this over your rolled fish. Make sure you get all the mushrooms. Now that will seep down into the fish. Let me show you what it looks like. Just about like that. And then you cover this. Cover right here. I really should have all of this stuff handy when I do this. And then you just pop it into the oven. Just like this. Oh, that's heavy, so when you guys do it, watch out. There. Now you'll let that cook 375 degrees for about 10 minutes. And then it'll be done. And in the meantime, I'll be back then.
Okay,
Red light blinking.
red light blinking.
Okay, we've had at least 10 to 15 minutes. And so now I'm going to yank this out of the oven and let you folks see what it looks like when we get it out of the oven and take the cover off. By the way, I have my wonderful neighbor Fauna. She's manning the camera right now because Judy, shaking a little too much. Thank you, Fauna. All right, here we go. Wow, that oven's hot. Oh boy, that's in there. That's heavy. And we'll see. Oh, it's a shame you people can't be here to smell this because this is just dynamite. I'm going to grab a spoon and we'll take a look. Oh, look at that. That looks so yummy. Nice fish. Okay, that's about it for this recipe. You can go ahead and serve it right out of the oven. In fact, I suggest you do because it'll stay hot on your plates. Fauna, if you want to stay for a chunk of fish, just say yes. And
Yes.
okay. So that's it for tonight's video. I would suggest serving this with rice. However, we're going to serve it tonight with a really nice loaf of fresh crusty French bread. So anyway, that's it for the night. I'll be posting this on sometime tomorrow. And thanks again for watching.